Microsoft Designer is new to the scene and is set to compete with heavyweights such as Canva and Adobe Firefly. Designer still has a ways to go, but it does come with some pretty mind-blowing and practical AI tools you can use today, and all for free. We have so much to cover, so prepare to level up and let's get right into it. First, head over to designer.microsoft.com. You'll need to sign up if you haven't already, and it usually takes just a minute or two. When you're successfully logged in, you'll find 6 very capable Microsoft Design tools we'll be taking a look at today. Just a note, Microsoft Designer is still in preview, meaning all of this could change at a moment's notice as they continue to test out new features. You'll also notice my brand kit creator says coming soon, but later on in the video, I'm going to show you a trick that lets you access this really practical feature. So let's quickly get familiar with the workspace. On the top bar, you have your home page, and no matter what Designer app you're in, you can always click the Designer logo to come back to this starting page. And next to Home is your My Projects tab, where you'll find all your saved projects from the various Designer AI tools. Back on the home page, scrolling down is where you'll find your most recent projects and a selection of Microsoft Designer's template library, which we'll look at when we explore Design Creator. But first, let's start with the Microsoft Designer Image Creator, which funny enough is also Bing Image Creator, which also happens to be powered by DALL-E 3, the incredible AI generation tool developed by OpenAI and also found in ChatGPT. So even though all this is free, at least for now, you are truly getting the latest and greatest here. I really like how you're greeted with inspiration as soon as you click into the Image Creator. And if you hover over an image, you'll be able to see what its prompt was. And for those new to AI image generation, a prompt is just the text you provide to a generative AI tool such as Microsoft Image Creator to get it to perform a specific task. Clicking an image will then copy its prompt to the Generate box. Let's click Generate and see what we get. The tips as it loads are a nice touch and neat way to pass the time. And Designer Image Creator has given us 4 image options from that one single prompt. These are hilarious, but also so good. You will notice, even though we use the exact prompt as another image, you will see that the images generated are quite different from the one we'd seen before. This is due to the nature of generative AI, as the same prompt tends to yield very different results. One way you could reduce this variation is by being more detailed and descriptive in your initial prompt, as we'll see next in a mind-blowing example. This is an image shared by OpenAI when they launched DALL-E 3 to show just how insanely powerful AI image generation has become. And below the image is the prompt they used to generate this specific image. So let's copy and paste the exact prompt into Image Creator and see what we get. Absolutely breathtaking. And even though it still differs a fair bit from the other rendition, the images are definitely much more similar. DALL-E 3 and by extension Microsoft Image Creator are insanely powerful tools if you learn how to harness the right prompt strategies. And fun fact, it actually rewrites your prompt behind the scenes to give you visually stunning images. Now let's check out the Design Creator. Microsoft Design Creator is a feature-packed and highly efficient AI tool where you simply describe your design and let generative AI do the heavy lifting. And don't let this simple screen mislead you, as there's so much to uncover here. Before we dive into creating and editing an AI-generated design, let's quickly get familiar with this interface. We have the design prompt box dominating the left column, and timely ideas for inspiration on the right. Clicking the hamburger icon will expand the list containing your recently created and edited designs. If you have a more specific direction for your design already in mind, it may actually be better to start with a blank design, as it'll give you more sizing options from the get-go. If you go that route, you will be taken to the design editor, which we'll be exploring in a second. For now, let's head back to the new design page and take it for a spin by doing something both mind-blowing and fun. First, let's take a pic we generated before. I'll click Add Media and then select My Media. Then I'll select a previously generated pic and hit Select. Next, let's generate another image. As we can see, Designer gives us some examples we can try. I'm going to go with the first one, a food truck as a cyberpunk image. and let's hit generate. These are awesome. I'm going to go with the second picture. So we click that and then hit select again. So now we have our cyberpunk truck and our bear riding a motorcycle queued up. And the final step, let's add in another prompt to then bring all this together. We'll choose from the inspiration prompt provided on the right, though you're more than free to use your own prompts as you see fit. I'll go with this poster of New York just to see how designer can possibly make all these things mesh together. And so we hit generate to bring it all together. Our results are then shown in the right column, having replaced the inspiration prompts. These are really good first suggestions, but looking on the left, we can see that it provided us with a suggested prompt to create a modern collage about traveling in New York with iconic landmarks and cityscape. Use blue, yellow, and gray colors to depict the city's vibrancy and energy. Add a plane or a suitcase image to emphasize the travel theme. I much prefer that prompt, so let's click it and let's run with it. These are hilarious. And as you've noticed, it generates both images and slideshows. For today, we'll choose a static image, as at the time of recording, there actually didn't seem to be a way to adjust the timing of on-screen elements, which is a bit of a lacking feature for a presentation. So we'll select an image and then click Customize this design. And now here is where we can edit and tweak our creation to our liking. Pro tip, Command-Z or Control-Z to undo works great here, or you can always use the undo and redo buttons on the top row. There are so many interesting features to go through here, so for the next few minutes, let's pretend I'm an aspiring designer on a tight deadline and let's see what I can come up with. Full disclosure, my actual design skills leave a lot to be desired, so any designers in the comments, please be kind. I'm just someone that loves technology. Okay, let's start front and center. When you click an element on your design, a helper menu pops up, and this menu differs depending on the type of element you've clicked. So for example, clicking on text brings up font options, sizing, alignment, and text styles. The position button allows you to determine what's behind and in front of your element. And opacity determines the transparency. And then a magical button, rewrite. When you click rewrite, it automatically makes a new version of your text. So say goodbye to creative blocks. Only caveat I saw with this one is that you may need to wait about a minute between rewrites, as it seems Microsoft may be throttling the amount of rewrites you can do in any given amount of time. In terms of positioning your element, you can click and drag it to wherever you see fit, drag the corner to expand the size, or drag the side handle to change its aspect ratio. And lastly, you can also rotate it by dragging the icon to your preferred angle. Now, let's select an image and see just how tasks that used to take hours in Photoshop just a few years ago can now be done in seconds without pulling out your hair. Starting from the left, the Replace button allows you to replace the selected image either from your computer or from your stored media. The Remove Background button is really cool, and at the touch of a button, you can have an entire background removed seamlessly. And if you're not a fan of your changes, you can always just click Restore Original. Crop allows you to change the composition of your shot. Image tools are really exciting, and I'll circle back to them in just a second. But you don't have to wait long for the next wow moment with this tool, as we'll see with the Quick Select feature. Clicking Quick Select analyzes your image for subjects and areas of interest you can then easily select for further modification. So as we can see, we can either select our bear, parts of the bike, even just the headlight, or even the background. Really cool. Let's select the bear and then hit Duplicate Object. And just like that, we have a second bear, because why not? Okay, moving on, Set as Background takes your selected image, moves it all the way to the back, and scales it to fill the background. And then the last two icons are once again the position and the opacity. Okay, let's dive into Microsoft Designer's image tools, which show up when you select an image and then hit Image Tools. And just a note, these are the same tools you see when you are on the Designer homepage. Okay, back to our main design, we'll start with Generative Erase. This feature allows us to select an unwanted object in our frame and have it magically disappear, all without a trace. And crazy thing here is, not even the paid version of DALL-E 3 has this feature yet. So let's take it for a spin with our picture. I'll click into our truck and then select Generative Erase. As you can see, it then activates the Quick Select tool. I'll choose to remove the right-hand side mirror. So I'll select it, it gets highlighted, and then all I have to do is click Erase Object. And just like that, the mirror is gone and you'd never know it was there unless you had a really keen eye. Really incredible. Okay, next is Remove Background, which we've already covered. So I'll move on to the Blur Background tool. I'll select our truck and then hit Blur Background. And look at that, it has brought the truck into focus while giving us a nice and smooth blurred background. The Blur Background feature is a really great tool to make the subjects in your photo pop and add that professional touch, even to AI-generated images. And the awesome AI image tools aren't done yet. You can choose from 20 filters and adjust their intensity to your liking. Or if you're in a time pinch, you can simply select Auto Adjust and let it do the magic to the selected image. And if you're not happy with the results, you can either select Reset Adjust to remove just the color adjustments, or you can select Restore Original to start completely fresh. Very, very handy. Okay, that was a lot of fun, and there's still many more nuggets of info to uncover here. On the right side, you'll notice an Ideas panel. This panel continuously keeps an eye on your design's elements and changes and creates related but brand new designs in the background. So no more excuses for running out of creative juices. Maybe. So let's live on the edge and pick a whole new design. But first, let's duplicate this page so we don't lose all our hard work. And then I'll go ahead and select this first design here. The new design looks great, and now we have 2 image options we created just like that. Now, I'm going to create a blank page to keep things clean and go through some need-to-know features you'll find very handy when working in Microsoft Designer. On the left is where you'll find templates, which can be a great starting point if you have a certain look and feel you're going after. Clicking into a template, we'll see that all the incredible AI tools are still available whenever you click into an image. And best part is, the ideas section populates with related AI-generated ideas, so you can literally go from idea to final product in no time at all. Next is the My Media tab, where you can add in your own files to your designs. As promised, I'm going to show you just how the phone feature is incredibly useful. Simply click on the From Phone button, scan it with your phone, upload, and then confirm in Designer by clicking Upload. The My Media tab is also where you can find files you uploaded to Designer or files generated using Designer's image creator. Next, the Visuals tab is very handy for spicing up your designs and adding in stock imagery. On the Generate tab, you can prompt for an image here and directly add it to your design, greatly simplifying your workflow. The Photos tab offers a wide range of imagery, and I could not tell if these photos were real-world photos or photorealistic AI image generations. So if anyone does figure it out, please let me know down below in the comments. Next, you have a pretty wide selection of graphics, and you can easily change the color of most of them to fit your design. The Videos tab offers a really nice selection of videos, but the capabilities here are still limited, and I found that working with video in Microsoft Designer is currently not the best. But Microsoft does seem to be committed to adding new features regularly, so hopefully this changes soon enough, and I'll let you all know if it does. The Text tab offers a pretty small selection of templated text styles compared to tools such as Canva, or so it seems at first. Because if you do select a text design, when you click into it, it offers several suggested font styles and combinations, greatly increasing the sheer number of text styles you'll be able to experiment with in your designs. Now, this next section is an amazing time saver for anyone that works on designs that tend to follow set brand guidelines. So let's head into BrandKit. In a nutshell, BrandKit is an AI-powered feature within Designer that helps create complete brand kits that can be applied to any design just by typing a short description. Also, if you recall at the beginning, BrandKit was a grayed out option, but it seems clicking into a design and then heading over to this menu, you are greeted with the option to build your brand kit. So let's do just that. So our brand name will be McTester, and our brand will be we're a brand that redefines the testing of new AI-related software. The brand is a mix of bold blues, oranges, and hints of green. Just a note, at the time of recording, this box did have a limit of 150 characters. And let's hit generate. It then moves on to give us a couple options. First one is okay. Second one definitely seems a bit more professional. And then the third one is in the middle. I think I'm going to select the second option. You then get the options to either upload your own logo, if you so choose, or as you can see, it actually generated an AI-generated logo for us based on the description we gave it. Really, really cool and efficient. Next, you have the option to determine your brand voice. Here, it picked up that being a software company, we probably want to be innovative, forward-thinking, and confident. And then over to fonts, it shows a heading font, a subheading, and a body text. All different fonts that actually seem to work well together. And lastly, it selected a color palette for us, though of course BrandKit still offers us more color options should we choose not to go with the first one. Really, really cool. Everything looks great, so I'm going to hit Save Brand. And now our brand is good to go. If I click a brand as I'm on an image, you can see that it then modifies the image elements to match my brand, all in the click of a button. What a time saver. Okay, let's say we're happy with our work and we're ready to share it with the world. Designer offers some really cool AI-powered sharing and export tools. So let's click download. And then here we have a few options, though there may not be as many as other tools you're used to. For file type, we have PNG, JPEG, and PDF. Had we had a video in this design, it also would have given us an option to export an MP4. For today, I'll choose PNG as that will be the highest quality image. And we won't need to make the background transparent since our background is the dining area. You can either export all pages or select pages, download to your computer, copy the URL to the image for sharing, or send it to your phone. Though clicking send to phone currently does nothing, at least on my end. Now, where things get really interesting is the use AI for captions and hashtags options. So let's click try it. This option is really cool if you need help in generating some social media copy. On the top bar, you can select either LinkedIn, Instagram, or Facebook. And the cool thing about this feature is you can actually connect your account to post directly, or you can just use this tool to generate some ideas and then copy paste your image and your copy in your social platform of choice, which honestly isn't that much work given how much time a tool like this can save you. On the right, we have the option to select the main goals for this post, either to raise awareness, get more engagement, increase sales or bookings, or build community. I'm going to select raise awareness. Also, just a note, when you do use this option to share, it brings in all the images currently in your editor. For a quick description, we'll let it know we're raising awareness about all the great sites in New York City. And then we'll hit generate. You do also have the option to write your caption manually, but why would we do that in the age of AI? And then let's go with the first prompt. And as you can see, it then gives you a preview of how the post would look like on the social platform. And it also generates hashtags based on the prompt we gave it. And then you can select hashtags as needed or remove them just by simply clicking into them. These tools are great time savers if you ever need to draft up a social media post in a pinch. Awesome job making it this far. At this point, you now have all the knowledge you need to create your own designs efficiently and hopefully much more professionally than me in Microsoft Designer. To wrap up, here are 3 tips and key takeaways you can use to get the most out of this new and exciting tool. First is use detailed and descriptive prompts when generating images or designs. The more guidance you can give generative AI, the better in most cases. Next, leverage the prompts and ideas Microsoft Designer provides to speed up your workflow. This tool does seem to be designed more so for speed and efficiency versus looking like the next big AI artist. And lastly, keep experimenting. Who knows what new features are coming next, but we can only hope they'll continue to be exciting and practical. Let me know what you think of Microsoft Designer down in the comment section. Thanks for watching and catch you in the next one.